I don't know if you guys noticed, but Jalal is not here today because last week I specifically told him to return my toaster the way he found it. He went upstairs, literally just left it on the countertop and walked out. I called him back inside the house, made it plug in, and put the toast away. And I was like, yeah. I actually made him take that piece of toast, and he said he fed it to the ducks. And since his lack of cooperation, he is no longer here. He's suspended for 1 week at least.
But isn't everyone on his side?
Yeah.
Start the episode, Ahmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Not my issue. Can you buzz off?
Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
The Dean's List Podcast.
Speaking of which, actually everybody did stick up for Jalal. Like,
Yeah,
my dad was like, what's wrong with him having a toaster on the thing? And why is that bothering you? I'm like, it's my house. He's like, no, it's nice. That generation, that's their comedy. You have to adapt. I'm
Everyone
like,
was convinced
adapt.
last week that you were just in the worst mood ever.
Yeah, my brother's like, what's wrong with Bilal?
Even my
people
sisters are like,
Yeah.
are you okay, man? Did like something happen to you? I was like, screw it. Let's just record the podcast.
And then my brother also, he started to cry when Jalal started to eat the toast mid-podcast. I don't know why he thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Bro, that's a generation, man. Their comedy's dumb. Like, all it is.
Sorry, we're not all 80 years old. Like,
No, but I'm
this
serious.
is
Like,
new comedy.
no, like you go like, what's that YouTube channel with the memes? Comment awards.
I don't know what you're
No,
saying.
but this is like it's like they show videos of memes they find online. I don't know. I watch it. Like, people said my sister's into it, so she sends me memes, and I'm like, I don't get it. It's not funny. I don't know. Just me, I guess.
Straight up, the fact that none of us know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, but you guys isn't that your thing, your generation?
It
memes?
tells you right there that this
You
is
send
not our
me
generation
memes.
thing.
When?
Don't
Some memes are
pretend
funny, but we don't
I've
actually
never,
search
ever
on
texted
YouTube.
you.
Yeah, I don't go
I
on
texted you
YouTube
that
and
one
search
on
the word
Eid. Remember
memes.
that one?
No.
The one I sent you on Eid?
No.
Also, I'll find it to you and show it to you. You laughed pretty hard on that one.
It was a video?
No, just the one with Homer Simpson and Mo in that couch. Anyways, I'll show you after that we finish
Oh, I don't
recording.
remember.
Welcome to the Dean's List Podcast, episode 13. I would like to everybody to make sure they watch us, catch us on YouTube every Monday. But make sure you subscribe, get your notifications on. You could also find the audios on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media at DLPcast. We had a good solid TikTok. We had 7K views, 80K views.
Oh, yeah, I wish. Yeah. We had like 3. You guys all suck, by the way. I was so excited about this TikTok, and then it just flopped.
Make sure, like, because honestly, Haram, he was actually crying
Wow,
for
we're
like
at
3 weeks.
113 followers?
Yeah.
Also following 700
Shut up.
people.
We had like 360 views on our last TikTok. It's pretty good, but
Yeah.
like
in
But
TikTok
considering
views,
how
I
much-
actually thought this one had like all the potential. But
I don't know. This guy was certain that we're gonna become famous.
I was literally DMing like our followers saying, "Hey, can you go like our video?" I was just desperate.
I just like, quit your job, bro. TikTok's gonna pay you for the rest of your life now. I'm like, I'm not. It's not that gonna happen.
this guy.
The other day, I came home like, I was home around midnight. I guess I was watching a YouTube video on my phone. So I was in my room, and then I put my hand in my pocket, and I guess I pressed play, and then all of a sudden I hear sounds. Hello? Anybody here?
Oh my god.
Anybody here? But I went up, down, and I came to the base. I thought it was one of you guys in here. I'm like, what are these guys doing? And then I came downstairs, and I was like, oh, it's a YouTube video.
Old age.
It's not old age. It was so
You're
scary.
getting old, man.
It's not old, man. It was actually scary.
You know what's crazy? There's still breadcrumbs on here from Jalal.
And that's why he's not here this week.
Like there's literally still breadcrumbs.
I love how everybody was laughing so hard, but it's not them that they have to vacuum for like 9 hours.
Take
Yeah,
it.
like you vacuum. I guarantee you don't do any like chores in your house.
Yo, that's actually pretty mean.
How clean? Oh my
what-
god.
what-
My house is probably cleaner than yours. I can honestly say, well, it's cleaner than yours.
When I walked in
I
on
don't think so.
when I walked in
Wallah,
on
it
Thursday,
is.
when I walked in on Thursday, the first thing I noticed, I'm not gonna lie, was he had his dishes done. They were freshly done. You can still see the water.
Yeah, he
dripping
has
off.
3 dishes.
It doesn't matter. He did some work.
Four dishes. I use 2 in a day.
Which meal do you skip?
No, I do like a solid breakfast, and then I do a solid dinner.
So you skip lunch?
Do you have breakfast before you go to the gym?
After. They're like in the winter, I do it before, but in the summer I do it after. It just depends on Fajr, right?
Yeah.
By the way, when are we gonna do this Fajr challenge? Every time I bring it up, you guys brush it off, even though you guys are awake at Fajr.
Soon, inshallah.
When are we awake at? Like
It's
that
like at
time?
3:30.
What's the challenge
I don't
exactly?
know.
Like all of
I'll
us
sleep
going to
early.
Like
the
all of
masjid?
us have to go to Fajr for at least a month.
Like in the masjid.
Yeah, like actually going to the masjid,
Yeah.
and then like whoever skips the most has to buy the group lunch or group dinner.
Yo, I'm actually down for that.
Inshallah soon.
Inshallah.
You know, we should start like. Actually, no.
How about
never
we do a
mind.
TikTok challenge?
Of what? Going to Fajr?
That went from like 100 to 0 so
100.
fast.
But I'm serious, man. We should do. That's one thing I want to do. Like Joe Rogan and his boys, they do. What do they do? Sober October, where they like they
Let's
have
do
1
that.
month and then they like work out and stuff. Yeah, but we don't want to copy those guys.
Sober from what exactly,
Alcohol.
Hamid? Huh?
Alcohol.
Oh wow,
You drink alcohol? Wow.
unbelievable.
Those are the type of guys that we deal with here. This is the type of people we're trying to change. Yes.
I really
By
have
the-
to find a new podcast.
Yesterday,
Do it.
you look pretty sharp in the masjid.
Thanks, Bilal.
Buddy, I've been going to the masjid like every
has-
Friday, and they're like, "Oh,
has
since
style.
that no, this pandemic stopped, they're like, oh, we're not gonna let you do announcements anymore for Juma." I'm like, yeah, it's fair. Subhanallah, the 1 week he comes, they're making announcements. There's all these things
No.
happening,
He is
things
No,
that everybody already knows.
I'll be
Today
honest.
is Friday, everybody.
He is
No,
the
no, no.
chosen one.
No.
He is the chosen
no,
one.
You are
no, no.
not. You're hiding in his shadow.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
man.
let me explain something.
Like we
First
don't
of
want
all,
this guy out there.
I haven't been to the masjid for Salat al-Jama'ah in a very long time
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm
I've been
saying.
praying at the school.
Yeah, I'm not
right?
saying you're not
No.
praying.
No. Now, yesterday I went to the masjid because there was a funeral of a family member of a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So I went to the masjid to follow the burial after.
Oh, no, take it
But
off.
then, Allah yafik. But then after, when I went to the masjid, like I'm just so used to announcements being there. And then my dad messaged me saying, come to the mosque early. And like he messaged me like literally an hour and a half before the time of the prayer.
Uh-huh.
So like, I don't know about you guys, but I get in trouble if I don't go to the mosque an hour before the prayer for Jama'ah. So anyways, I went and I'm thinking he told me to come early because there was announcements. I didn't know that they stopped doing announcements during the pandemic. So yeah, I went and I asked if there was announcements and they're all so confused. I'm like, we have a funeral to announce, like at least announce a funeral. They're like, yeah, you know what? If you can announce a funeral, just announce all these other things too. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Damn.
Can you believe these people?
Sorry, man.
I was like, there's a funeral, and all right, go sit down, I guess. No, but usually the sheikh would announce the funerals. Like during the pandemic,
Yeah.
that's what the sheikh would do.
No, honestly, I just didn't know what they were doing for the pandemic. So I just thought it was still like how we used to do it. So
Remember when you guys freaked out when you found out that that white guy was sitting in his truck recording people in the masjid, and then he took a video of the people parked in the back. I'm like, how awkward is it? My truck's there, and then you guys were like, "Wow, you're one of them." But now it's so funny because like, alhamdulillah, now when you go there, it's like social distancing and stuff. But you just miss the masjid. Like when like you don't go for a long time, and then you start going, it's a whole different level.
honestly, I was pretty upset at that though. Not because he was recording us, but the fact that it kind of gave us, I think it gave us a bad look.
I don't think it did.
I don't know. I just felt like, I'm not saying we were breaking the rules, right? Because at the end of the day, I know the mosque was in contact with Alberta Health
Every week he
officials.
was there.
Yeah,
Every week
no,
he shows up.
No, we have a good connection. Even like the board was dealing with Dr. Dina Hinshaw herself and stuff. So I know we were compliant with the rules. That's not the issue for me. But just, I don't know, man. I just don't like when we put ourselves in a position to be criticized like that. It just didn't
Then
look
we
good.
can't do anything.
Yeah, that's
We can't talk about anything. We can't promote anything.
it's tough to please everyone. You can't please everyone.
But
for
you
sure,
don't think
but-
if that same guy finds out about this DLP cast, he won't talk smack about it?
Yeah, I'm down for him to talk smack.
What are you gonna do?
I'm down for him to have. I'm
Oh,
down to
let's
have him on
stop
the podcast.
him.
We want rivals. That's the thing.
Yeah.
No one wants to beef us. For
This guy keeps adding Fuzzy Tube.
Yeah, Fusi, can you come fight us?
I'm literally waiting.
We were about to square up with Fazy Ruggs group. What's his name on
Who?
YouTube?
Phase rug.
Why
Phase
did you
Rug.
say it like that?
It's not Fazy.
Bro, he's boomer. Don't worry about it.
Okay, boomer.
Faz? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Phase?
Faz. Yeah, be a
No, I'm serious. What's his Fazy?
Phase rug.
Phase rug.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna fight him for a while, but you guys.
Why?
I don't know. Remember when I said one thing and then Ahmed put me in the construction?
Isn't the guy like
construction-
12? He looks so young.
No,
Yeah, he
he's
has
like
that
our age.
mustache.
He's like,
I
Our
honestly don't.
I don't know much about him. I just know from my brother.
I know, it's always on. Like when I go on YouTube, it's always like on my home screen.
It's because you watch him.
Interesting.
Anyways, no, like I don't know if he'll come up now, but
Can we?
I
not-
don't think anyone cares.
okay, fine. I'll keep it to
put
myself.
away your iPhone 6.
Anybody have the charger when the first iPhones came out? Speaking, like you guys are just mad that I won
You want
that.
to say speaking?
No, I was gonna
Speaking
say, you guys are getting mad because I won that poll. The who makes a DLP
Yeah,
cast.
congrats. You got a total of 3 votes.
From
Yeah.
literally.
Thank you, the
Ahmed,
following
Jalal.
people. Doesn't matter. You guys are just mad.
You know what it is? I
I've
think
heard
people are
otherwise.
scared. I think people are scared to not vote for you.
No.
That's the issue.
I am the nicest
Honestly,
person.
especially
Well,
after
I'm
the last
so nice.
episode when
Well,
he
I'm
was
so
like
nice.
gonna break a wall.
I was actually so annoyed. Well, I was, man. Show respect at my house.
It's not your house.
No
anymore.
one knows what you were talking about though.
But the toaster.
What toaster?
Oh, like it's not funny, man. Like the whole thing of like let's not acknowledge what's on the table. It's the dumbest idea. Wallah, it is. Like I hate when you guys think like people. It's so dumb.
Just because it's not your idea, Bilal, doesn't
I
mean
just-
it's
I
not.
just-
It's not
I
that.
just
It's
love
not
getting
that,
him riled
man.
up.
Wallah,
It's
it's
so
not
funny.
that.
I love
It's
getting
like
him
it's
riled
not
up.
funny. It's like, oh, like there's a toaster. What? It's just stupid, man. It's so dumb.
Okay, boomer.
Who's the one that got the other thing last week that we talked about how you look like?
Oh, how I look like Gabe Duncan.
Yeah, who got that right? We
Oh
promised
yeah,
a
shout out to Hanan Baalbeki. She's the one who got it.
And
But
you-
the whole world knows I look like Gabe Duncan. It's not a secret.
I have no idea who that
no,
is.
no, it's fine. I mean,
It's a Disney character.
I think it was fun to make a challenge, but
Yeah.
then she kind of like crushed us by making it look so easy.
Yeah.
By the
But-
way, you get to choose between Mjaddara or Lubi as your
That's
reward.
prize.
Yeah.
What?
Cooked by
Yeah.
us.
I'll make it.
Is that
too.
what we're saying now?
Well, she wanted a prize. She said, "What's my prize for winning?"
And we're not making any money, so that's what we have.
yeah, Mjaddara or Lubi.
Yeah.
I know how to make both.
There you go. Bilal Abdul will
Okay.
make you Mjaddara
So
or Lubi.
just comment what you want, and Abdul will make it.
Actually, any dish you want, I'll make it.
No.
Why?
No, dude.
You put like protein.
We gotta
in it.
work our way up.
Like, what's wrong? Like, if she wants something else, I could make it.
What
No,
if she asked for
man,
like chicken parmesan?
Yeah,
I know how to make
we
it.
can't afford that.
I get
I could make it. I could go to Save on Foods, grab the
No.
ingredients, and make it.
Listen,
We're
listen.
DLP is poor.
I'm not poor. I could do it.
no. This is coming out of DLP's
Yeah.
account, which is non-existent right now.
Yeah,
So
we make for like 40
Hanan,
cents a year.
don't worry about it. Just see what you want, and I'll cook it. Don't worry about these guys.
With protein.
I won't make protein, man.
Protein shakes in the mix.
Well, you should actually try my protein. I put
protein's,
protein.
fake.
I put protein. I put a scoop of honey, a
Eunice
scoop
is
of peanut
smiling.
butter, and bananas.
you know you're doing
And
fine.
water.
You're doing fine. Just don't have the protein in there.
Yeah.
You know what you should do, honestly? I
Drink water.
did this the other day. You can have almond milk with a couple bananas and some peanut butter,
Yeah.
natural peanut butter, not like the sweet stuff,
I get
and
the.
add some honey, and then you're good.
I don't know. I just like the protein.
Yeah, the peanut butter gives you the protein,
Yeah, but I want more protein.
and then the almond milk also has
you
protein.
can never have enough protein.
You actually-
always
you can
eat
have too much protein.
I always eat
facts.
a handful of almonds during the day.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can't have too much protein.
I work
I
out
think
a
the
lot.
protein thing is overrated, by the way.
I
Okay.
agree.
Alright.
You're overrated.
Look, listen, I'm a
Team
if-
Abdu, what's
if I-
up?
if
Billy
I
Ab
can-
Fitness.
if
Team
I,
Ali.
if I can be a carnivore, I would be a carnivore. I love
Okay,
meat.
Okay.
But I do think that these people like they want to build muscle and gain size. They just overdo it with the protein.
I don't
agree.
overdo it. It's a balance.
I'm not
with
saying
me.
you. I'm just saying in general
Have
they
you
like
seen your
overhype the
pantry?
protein.
I have everything in there.
Have we even touched like one topic we were supposed to talk about?
We
today?
talked about 3. Look,
We talked about
check
Jalal
marks.
did not show up.
and then we talked about me scaring myself
Freaking
at
out
night.
You
myself.
know what, guys? This
Poll
podcast is supposed
results.
to be spontaneous. You know, we don't.
Yeah,
Just-
well,
You give it away when every time we were trying to change the subject. Speaking of,
You said
talking-
speaking
no.
of.
yeah, today by accident, I caught
No.
myself.
I just literally choose to like change the direction as I see fit.
Yeah.
Washington Redskins are planning to change their names.
Wow, that was a smooth
Yeah,
transition.
that was-
So smooth.
Wow.
What do you guys think about that fat cat? I don't care. That the Washington Redskins are going to change their. I should probably stop saying that word. Washington's going to change their football name.
I think it's long overdue. I think it's a
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
smart decision. Better late than never.
You know what's weird
Wait,
about?
sorry, do you think this is going to be like a wave now for like all these other teams that have very controversial names? Like, do you think they're going to change their names now?
Like,
What-
what are
but,
some
like,
other ones?
Well, there's like the Cleveland Indians,
They've
there's the
already talked about
Chicago
that one.
Blackhawks, there's
the Eskimos,
the Eskimos.
Eskimos.
There's another one too, I'm pretty sure.
the
No,
Chiefs.
Those are the
Yeah,
main
the
ones.
Kansas City Chiefs. Like I don't know, they're I guess they're not really as
But how would you know?
bad. Yeah, I don't know. Like
See-
I'm not really.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but like I
Foxhounds.
don't want I don't want this to just become a thing where like literally anything and everything is going to be criticized and just like the worst of intentions are going to be or like people will just assume the worst of anything and everything for the sake of not being offensive. Like for example, prime example, I'll use myself as an example. A lot of us are ignorant on a lot of things, right? So when I walked in today and we were like kind of doing some talking before the podcast, the Chicago Blackhawks was brought up, and I'm thinking, that's kind of on the border. I'm not sure if that's offensive or not. I thought the logo should have been changed, right? But then Mohammed did some research on it, and like the history behind the name of the team and the reason why that logo was chosen was actually pretty cool. Like I thought it was actually like something to honor the Indians.
Say Mohammed. If some people don't know.
Do you want to search it
No,
up?
Mohammed.
Yeah, search it up.
He has
Let me
it.
grab it quickly.
But yeah, and then like, people talk about the Edmonton Eskimos. They said they were not going to change their name, right?
Yeah, they said they're not going to change their name, but they're going to be more involved in the Inuit community.
Which I think is smart.
Yeah, it's smart, but I just think they're like at the same time. Like I don't think the Eskimos is that like a
But
bad name?
no, the thing is, you can't because we're not Native Americans.
Yeah, of course.
We can't be like, well, I don't find that offensive. Obviously,
Yeah,
we're not going
of
to find it
course.
offensive.
But I just thought Eskimo, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Eskimo was just like a known.
no, it's
is it?
It's like it's a nickname.
It's a nickname, but
It's not like a name of a tribe or anything. It's not a politically correct name.
I was listening to the radio the other day, sports radio, and they were talking about this exact thing. And they were saying that there are people that actually, like this person that was speaking actually went up north for work and like dealt with people like the Inuit people and the people that are referred to as Eskimos and stuff. And he said that they use this term freely between them, like it's not a derogatory or insulting term to them, right? So I think the Eskimos, like the Edmonton Eskimos, the team, choosing to kind of just be more involved with the Inuit community, and just being more knowledgeable on that cause, I think is a smart thing to do. And if there's a need to change a name, they'll change a name.
Yeah, okay. So what's your thing?
So I just found it right now. It says the National Hockey League Chicago Blackhawks was named in honor of the U.S. 86th Infantry Division, which was nicknamed the Blackhawk Division after Blackhawk, a Native American chief, the team's founder, Frederick McLaughlin, having served in that division. So it's named after like an actual person.
I'm sorry that there was a grade 3 word in there that you can
Wait, infantry?
No, but see, that's pretty cool because it's paying tribute to
Yeah, like,
someone
it's
that
paying tribute to
contributed to,
somebody,
history, right? That's
For
pretty
what,
cool.
World War II?
I don't know.
It wasn't that tweet. I'm pretty sure it's World War II. Chicago Blackhawks were in like in the 30s, weren't they not?
Yeah. Well, also like the which team is this? Oh, the Washington Redskins.
That's the Redskins.
Yeah, like it's also named after a guy named Walter Blackie Welts.
Yeah, but that
Who was
name-
also a
but-
Blackfeet leader, designed the Redskins logo in 1972, inspired by Chief Two Guns White Calf.
But that name is
So-
just a derogatory term.
Yeah, no,
so
for sure.
that's why
That
they
one's
changed it.
different. That one's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's not the same.
But I'm
as the
saying like
Chicago
it is
Blackhawks.
also named after somebody, but like I
Mhm.
mean I'm not saying it's right. So then the NBA is putting in this ring for NBA players to wear now, monitoring like their heart rate and their temperature
It's
and all
because
that
they're
stuff. And it's for just a test for COVID. if
is
they
it
can get
because
on
they're
this
playing
thing.
now?
Yeah,
They're
so
starting in
next
July.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they started
Um,
like they're started getting together now, but
yeah. Like they're
so what does that
practicing
ring
everything.
do exactly?
It's pretty much monitoring their like temperature and their heart rate and all that
So-
stuff. And it's like a little ring. It's
some
literally just like a ring.
Jibber
and-
jabber that Eunice should know.
Yeah, units.
Jibber jabber.
Electrolytes.
I'm doing some searching on it right
Yeah.
now.
But aren't they like where are they gonna go? Like they're just staying in Orlando, aren't they? Like at the resorts. Like they're not leaving.
They're not supposed to leave, they said, but I don't.
I don't know
And
if
it's
they
But
will.
the
it's
thing
also it's a $300 ring as well. Just so I put that.
this
out
whole thing with this coronavirus, like even New Zealand, they said they had 0 cases, and then like a week later they're like, oh, now we have like 5 cases. Like I don't get how it works, to be honest with you, like how it travels and stuff. So I don't know if because they're still in the bubble, they still can get it. I know they're testing all of them. All these NBA players are coming out with positive
there. Even
results.
today's MLB players, they tested like how many players.
Yeah, MLB started their camps, right?
Well,
The
yeah,
training camps.
The NHL players too. Like they open their practice facilities, and now a whole bunch of people are
crazy.
testing positive. So I don't know. I just think this whole like with athletes, NHL players, NBA players, MLB players, I just think they're getting special treatment, which I don't think is fair.
Why do you think it's not fair?
Because like,
What do you mean by special treatment?
well, because
exactly?
I think I read up on it, and they're saying like NHL players. The plan is that they're gonna come here and they're not gonna have to quarantine.
like they're gonna go straight to like.
Yeah, because
vaccinated.
they're gonna be testing them every day, and they're gonna be constantly
Yeah.
testing them just to make sure they don't have it. But like people who want to come from the U.S. to Canada to see their family or to attend like whatever like gatherings or something, they can't do it because they have to come here and quarantine for 14 days at least. So no matter what, if they come here, their trip has to be at least 15 days.
Let me be real with you right now. You know, at my job, if I have to go to the States, I don't have to quarantine.
No. You have to quarantine from the U.S. to Canada.
Yeah, but even I'm saying, like, if I come back, I don't have to quarantine either.
When you come back from the US.
But wait, when you travel to the States for your job, is it like you're going from the plane right to like there's no going anywhere else kind of thing, right?
Well, I know, like, when we had a company meeting about like updates on COVID, they said like, because we're like electrical engineering is considered essential service.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of us have to go, obviously they're gonna make sure we're tested when we go there and tested when we come back. But they said that you guys don't have to quarantine for 14 days.
And does the company have its own plane or?
No. Already. Because the thing is, it's like, you know how much money, like let's say I have to go to the States for a business trip. I have to go there and then I have to sit in a hotel for 14 days, right? And then another 2 or 3 days at my, like the actual company's office. And then I come back and it's another 14 days. So how much money is my company throwing out there?
So you're saying because like business?
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
saying like these
But I-
athletes, I think it's the same thing.
But
It's
I
a
think because
work.
these athletes are getting like, they're like constantly being like
Monitored.
watched and monitored.
But he's saying,
okay,
he's
here's
saying,
the question: what's the point of the quarantine? What's the point of
Yeah.
anyone quarantining? What's
No, like I agree.
no, but what is the point, dude?
you never even had a conversation.
No,
Yeah,
like
I
I
agree. Just-
like it's like the thing Ali's saying, like how, like if they're coming here, they don't have to quarantine. But an NHL player, like American NHL players are coming here, they don't have to get quarantined.
So okay, I'll use myself as an example again. If I was to go from the States and come back here,
yeah,
His whole-
I'm gonna be asked to quarantine for 2 weeks.
But you
Why?
know, he's asking why do you have to quarantine?
Why do I have to quarantine?
Is to make sure that he doesn't have COVID.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't show symptoms.
Exactly.
Apparently,
Yeah.
they did the research. The symptoms start showing after 4 to 14 days.
Yeah,
Like it's between that
there's a
time
range.
frame.
There's a range. Yeah.
So like
Okay.
that's what they're like. Everybody like if you come back from like from a different country, you have to stay home for 2 weeks, and then like if you start coughing or going insane,
Yeah.
you'll have to.
But then, see, that's because we're not the testing wasn't accessible, available to us,
Yeah, I'm
right?
saying yeah.
Now, if these people are being tested, the testing is available, then the quarantine is I don't want to say useless. Like it's obviously better to keep your distance, and if you can quarantine for sure. But if the test confirms that you have you don't have COVID for sure, then why are you quarantining from your family and from other people?
Yeah, but like what I was telling you guys earlier is because I was talking about it yesterday with some family, and like I heard the story from someone. They're saying that like this person in the U.S. like their mom lives in Canada and she passed away.
Yeah.
And he tried coming to Canada to attend the funeral, and they said no, like you have to quarantine for 14 days, and then you can.
But
you
when
can go
was
out.
this recent?
This was recent, yeah, and like
Okay.
he was like all over Twitter, like trying to, I guess.
They told him he has to come when he comes here. He has to quarantine.
Yeah, and he told him, he's like, I'll go there. I won't leave the.
Yeah,
my
but they're
place
not
or
gonna be
anything.
like
I'll go to the
watching him for
funeral.
14 days.
Yeah, but there are people that when they come from the U.S. to Canada, like there's agents like in the U.S. calling them every day, making sure that you're not going out, asking where you are.
So
Yeah.
there is definitely special treatment being given to the players because they wouldn't have to deal with that if they're coming from the States to Canada. They can just get tested right away and then
Exactly,
they're
yeah.
monitored.
But
Right now, what I think the country should do is just offer that same thing to those that have a need. Like
Yeah.
obviously, a funeral is not like someone's coming to vacation. There's
Yeah.
the legitimate need there, you know.
Yeah.
So test the person, give them 24 hours to like be isolated just until the results are out, and then once the results are out, like if they're good, they're good. Let
But
them go.
like
be with
that's
the
what I was
family.
saying, because
Yeah.
when the NHL players come to Edmonton,
Yeah.
they're gonna come here and they're gonna get tested, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna be like, okay, this person has it, this person doesn't. So if this person wants to come attend his mom's funeral, let him come, test him, and then.
Was the funeral in
Yeah.
Alberta? Was it?
Oh, I don't know where it
Oh,
was.
it
was
I didn't-
somewhere in Canada. It was- I don't think it was
know where
Alberta.
it was
See, because
exactly.
I think in Alberta, last I checked, now anyone that wants to get tested can go get tested. It's not
Yeah,
like an
it's not-
exclusive
Yeah,
thing.
it's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
that's why there's so much spikes in numbers is because people are going to get tested, but they don't have any symptoms.
Yeah. Well,
So that's why there's like such a big jump.
but
now.
I think that's a good thing, though. Anyone that feels like they were at risk of contracting the
I'm not
virus or
saying it
something.
isn't. It's good.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a good
just saying that's why people are like freaking out. It's like, yeah, but a lot of people are getting tested. and stuff.
No. We're doing fine. We're doing more than fine.
yeah,
You know,
Just be responsible, though.
yeah, of course.
you know, like, so this never happens. But do you guys think it'll ever like if this virus keeps mutating and then it turns people into like zombies and stuff? Like, would you guys actually survive into like an apocalypse situation where you like
Wow.
have to scavenge for food or stuff?
For the mature one of the group, that was pretty immature.
No, because of no, I'm serious. Like, I bought that game Last of Us 2, I've been playing it. It's like you have to go like to like abandoned houses and like find stuff, and then like you go to like like what's it called, The Walking Dead. I would never survive.
Do you
I'm
have like the nerd soundbar button?
Oh, it's,
Like-
yeah, I'm the one. Now we bring it up. Now, not all the time that
That's
we.
pretty nerdy.
That was the
It
most
wasn't
boring
nerdy.
thing you've ever said. I don't even know what you said.
Well, fine, whatever.
Go to the
Fine.
next topic.
No, I don't.
Oh, and it's okay for you to put the phone up to the mic, right, Ahmed? When I did that, I was asked repeatedly to stop and don't do it again.
Yeah,
and-
that's the perks of being a producer.
Bilal, you're just different. Your comedy is different than everybody else's. I'm sorry.
Is it really comedy though?
No, it's not. But like, just to make him happy and
Are you scared of him?
no,
Okay.
literally not.
Uh,
I'll
he,
take
literally,
shots.
he literally looks like he's about to punch the wall right now.
I know. I was gonna go cry in my shower after AHL today. That's all I do. But look, you guys threw me off my train of
Anyways,
talk.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
No, not speaking of. That's what else.
do you guys see that article about the pigs in China?
yeah,
Yeah, they have swine flu again.
Not necessarily swine
It's a
flu.
comeback.
but- yeah.
Comeback tour.
Honestly, I hate conspiracy theories. I hate this so much, but I honestly feel like that's just a fear mongering article. Because
what did it say?
It just said that they found a strain of the flu or some kind of virus that has pandemic causing potential. So this all they're all talking about potential right now, right? There's nothing confirmed about this, and like the world doesn't need this right now.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like this is the
Wait,
wrong.
what was the
time.
word you used?
Pandemic causing potential.
No,
or
there was
something.
another word you said.
Fear mongering.
Oh, I
Was
didn't
that-
hear you properly.
Oh, okay.
That's a.
Do you know what that means?
Multi-syllable word. So obviously he doesn't know what it means. It's like, whoa! There's more than 2 syllables in a word.
Fear mongering, basically, like they're just kind of spreading fear and putting fear in the people's hearts, which honestly is like at this point unnecessary.
There's
You're
a
saying
fear in
it's
the
fake?
heart or in the mind.
I,
So you're saying it's fake?
I'm not saying it's fake. I just think it's an unnecessary thing to be putting out there
Yeah.
unless they have confirmed
Well,
that this is actually a
But you know
dangerous
what,
thing.
though? At this
anything
point,
bad that's happening in 2020,
wouldn't be
they're just saying it.
surprised.
They don't care.
Like I wouldn't
they
even be
wanna
surprised at this
They
point.
literally want to make this the worst year ever. So everything's just being put.
Do you know
out.
what the funniest like those if you go on YouTube and you see like those guys that don't believe in coronavirus and they're like going like it's mostly in the States, they go around and like start freaking out on people, they're wearing masks and stuff like that.
No.
I think that's so dumb, man.
There was,
There's
like-
some people that they're
There's-
so against wearing masks. I'm thinking to myself, what are you losing by wearing a
No,
mask?
because
Is
like
it-
one lady came up and it was like a city council and then and, like in that city they made wearing masks mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Like you won't get any service if you don't have a mask on. So this lady comes in, she's wearing a Trump t-shirt and a flag.
Is
and
it
then-
is
and
it
then-
mandatory in the U.S. to wear masks?
some cities, yeah.
Some cities, is it actually?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, you have to-
I think Toronto it's mandatory now.
they're looking into it. I don't know if it passed
I'm
it.
not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she had like a picture of like terrorists and she had pictures of like people and then she's like, I am not a communist. I am not a terrorist. And like, why should I cover my face? She's like, I'm a proud Trump Republican. I'm like, that's what's up. That's what's up. And that's what they're doing. Like, there's so much. And then there's like people like, they go into Walmart and then the lady's like, she's wearing a mask. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't I can't help you if you don't have a mask on. He's like, well, I don't want you to help me if you have a mask on.
I've seen those videos everywhere. Like people are freaking out because they won't help them without a mask on.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, I don't want your help if you have a mask on.
Yeah.
And then he keeps going like, bah, bah, and he's walking around doing that to people. It's so funny.
Calling them a sheep?
It's so
Oh.
funny, man. I love people when they overreact. Karens, that's a new thing now.
That's a. Yeah.
Honestly, I actually,
is that too
I actually
sensitive for
think
you?
you're like
Arbitrary
you're borderline Karen.
You literally are.
How
You
am I
actually, honestly, you are.
I'm like so other way Karen.
You're like borderline Karen. Like if someone were to
No,
give
I'm
you
not
like
talking about
the
anyone.
wrong, I don't know, meal at like a McDonald's or something.
Wallah, you know what? I'm
Short
completely
hair.
opposite of that.
No,
Oh,
you're
wow.
not.
You know why? You know how many times when like I go for a service and then like let's say like something happens, not once have I ever like got mad. I could honestly say, well, I've never
Oh
got
my
mad.
god! I remember once I went to Boston Pizza with older people, and you guys all know the person I'm talking about. I'm just gonna mention who it is.
Oh, that's
we
boring.
we ordered I don't know what we ordered, man. We ordered a bunch of stuff, but then something that was requested for the table was like garlic toast or whatever, or
Yeah.
garlic bread. And then the bread came in and it was like a little bit overcooked. There was like too much char on the bread or something, which I personally love when it's a bit overcooked. It's like so good. And bro, this guy's like, no, it's not good. I want new ones. So they come back a second time. He's like, what is this, man? It's not good. I want new ones, bro. He asked 3 times.
Oh my god.
I can never. I can't.
I would never. I can't.
Even like for example, like my truck got recalled, and then I had to I dropped it off at City Ford, and then they're like, they're like, yeah, we'll be done in an hour. I'm like, okay. I called my dad. I'm like, hey, can you pick me up? I don't want to wait here for an hour. And then I came back home. I was working, and then they called me. They're like, yeah, something happened. We need to keep it for a day. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then a day turned to 2 days, turned to a week. Not once did I complain. I was like, and then they were like, thank you for your patience. I'm like, no, you guys are doing your job.
How many times did you paint your house after that? Like, how many holes did you punch in the wall during that week?
I could honestly tell you probably have more rage than me.
I have a question.
What?
Well, I honestly
yo,
think you do.
I don't. Wait, have you guys ever actually like went on a rage and just punched the wall and like
No.
no?
No,
I can
but
honestly
like,
say I never have.
I used to pre-Hajj,
Ali,
but after that,
I've never punched
Your
the
door?
wall. No, I've never done anything.
never slammed your door.
I love how these guys like ever since they become they're the perfect citizens.
No.
The minute you
But I
press
changed,
record,
I changed.
the minute you press record, these guys are the perfect
you know
citizens.
what it is like if I punch my wall, right? I'm gonna hurt my hand probably.
Yeah. 'cause
Why would I
weak.
do that?
Not if you know how to
Weak.
punch.
Like, okay, maybe like in.
I don't
you're
think
saying-
so.
Wait,
I
was
think
your question like
you'll hurt
losing
your
your
hand.
No.
No, but the thing is, every
pretty sure that would hurt.
Every teenage boy.
If you hit a stud, if you hit like a 2x4, then
So
that's
you want me to
different.
figure out where the hole
like
is and then go like
knocking-
this?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like it's not a guarantee that you're gonna hurt
Yeah.
your hand.
So
I'm-
if you punch that wall right now,
yeah,
just do it.
Don't, Eunice.
I'm not gonna punch through his wall.
Give us
I
a
just
reason to
wanna
paint
see if
these
it
ugly
hurts.
walls.
No. I
I said I'll
honestly,
paint it if you guys want.
I honestly
You
don't.
never said.
Look, if you hit a stud, odds are you're gonna get hurt. But it's not gonna be anything like crazy. You're not gonna like break a bone. I really don't think you
Yeah.
will.
But there's no point in that.
No, there's no point in
Yeah.
it. But like, man, when
The
you're
whole
like, maybe in
point.
hockey,
the whole
like, you know-
point. The whole point of rage is that you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
It's
that's
irrational.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
it's just like heat of the moment kind
Yeah.
You're like Xbox rage. You know rage.
Oh my
1v1 me.
Yeah, but I don't like I've thrown a chair. Like I have a hole in the basement.
Yeah, so
okay,
why
I
are
have
you
broke
guys
a
yelling
hole.
at me?
No, but
go
I-
walk up and down my house and
I
won't find
threw
a
a chair.
hole.
I threw a chair at the wall,
That was
and
the
it
best
made a
day-
hole.
That was the best day of my
And then
life.
I realized afterwards, like that was probably the dumbest thing.
Yeah, you're
what
not,
did I
that,
gain
the whole
from
point.
that?
When you rage,
Yeah.
is
But I've never punched a wall. I just threw a
doing
chair
a
at the
thing.
wall.
You're not like, oh, okay, it's not calculated.
No.
And always the thing. The thing is like you do your thing, and then like literally the second later, you're like, what did I just do?
Yeah, I
that?
was like, what? The
It's
hell?
not calculated,
I was
and
like, my dad's gonna kill
honestly,
me now.
when you have that rage, you don't know your own strength
Yeah.
sometimes. Like sometimes things happen, you had no intention of doing that. Like
Yeah, like I honestly didn't
Yeah.
think of it. Like if I throw this chair at the wall, it's gonna cause a hole.
Well,
Like,
like,
I did
but
not
that's
think
pretty
of that.
dumb though.
It was
A chair is
very
gonna-
stupid.
Like
Yeah.
Bilal has roid rage, right?
No, I don't.
You know, steroids.
I don't take steroids.
You know,
You say
You're
roid
just
range?
jealous.
roid rage.
You know
I
how
thought
many
you said
people?
road rage.
No. You know how many people like come to me and then they
Road
ask me,
rage.
like they don't see me for like years, and like I completely changed since I was like in high school till now, and they're like, oh, bro, how did you get so big? I'm like, I work out. They're like, really? I'm like, no, I take roids. Like they don't want to hear that story. Like, yeah, I wake up every morning, I go to the gym, I do this. This is my diet. I don't eat sugar. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear the easy way.
But the thing
like,
is,
see, I knew it.
You know, I never actually noticed like a middle ground of Bilal Abdu. Like I noticed like when he first started, and then like now, I never noticed the middle. So I'm pretty sure steroids. Like it's true. I've never actually noticed the middle.
One day you're gonna feel that. You're gonna be like, I don't take roids. Wallah, no, it's hard work.
That's not a lot of it is genetic, man. Some
Yeah,
people like
true.
honestly they start working out and within the first couple of weeks it just shows so fast, and
I was
people-
gonna.
You'll like for Ali, I honestly think you'll see it quicker than others.
I was gonna ask you guys going back to the being too nice
Wow.
conversation. Wow.
being too nice.
I don't think he's seen it.
Well,
We'll watch it
he knows now.
when he rewatches it.
Okay. I was asking a question, but I don't want to.
Well, go ask,
No, no, can you-
ask,
can you
ask,
ask?
ask.
I
I was
want-
gonna say going back to the too nice conversation, like where we're saying like, you know, Bilal was saying with this truck or whatever. If you guys found hair in your food at a restaurant, what do you do?
I wouldn't freak out.
Because I'm gonna give him a story. So one time I was at a place. I'm not gonna mention the name, but I was at a place, and I found a strand of hair in it. So like I'm like the type of person I am. I just stopped eating it, and I didn't tell the person that cooked it.
No, I would have
Right?
told him.
And all my friends were like, no, like go tell them so they know
Yeah.
for next time. You
Wait,
know.
was this like a restaurant or was this at
It was
someone's
like
house?
no, it was at a restaurant.
Okay,
Like you know, you go order your food, you come back
I
and
was
sit
going
down.
to say it.
Kind
I
of
was
thing.
like, don't you just go to Ali's house for dinner?
Those are the best conversations. I mean, how do you text each other? What's your mom making for dinner?
See,
Yeah.
No, the thing is,
Thanks for
no,
exposing me
no.
now. My mom's gonna get so mad at me if she hears this.
No, there's a difference. Like it's like there's nothing wrong for asking for service, or there's nothing wrong pointing out bad service, but the way to go about it. The way I look at it is you have to look.
Yeah.
Do you want, if you're in that situation, do you want people to like be like that to you?
Yeah, that's why I always think about.
Yeah.
when
So
I'm
like
out,
for
right?
example, if I found something like let's say somebody's being rude or like whatever. I'm not gonna make a scene.
Oh yeah.
I'm just be like, hey, like there's
Like
a
I'm
hair in
saying,
my
like, it's-
food. And
like I
then-
used to work in Canadian Tire, right? Like I know, like I've had rude customers before.
Yeah.
So like I never, like I kinda,
even
like
me,
I know
like-
these people feel if like someone can't find me a product in a store.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not gonna
but-
cause a scene.
like, but the thing is, it's like you have to just be nice about it. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like I went to restaurants where like something went wrong. Like how many times you go to a restaurant and I get a plate and then it has bacon in it?
Yeah.
I'd never freak out. I'd just
Yeah,
be like,
that's-
oh, I asked for no
I
bacon.
remember
Like,
there's
"Oh,
when I used to work at Mary Brown's, there's this one lady, she ordered like a whole bunch of stuff and she ordered wings. So whatever, I gave her her food, she left, and then like 20 minutes later she comes back and she's storming in and she gets the bag of food, she puts it on like the till, and she's like, "What is this? You forgot my wings. I ordered 2 orders of wings and they're not in there." And I'm like 100% I gave you wings. Like I put them in the bag. She's like, "No, you call me a liar," and she just lost it on me. Like I was just I stood there for like 5 minutes of her yelling at me. So I started taking stuff out of the bag, and at the bottom of the bag there was like the 2 things of wings. And I'm like, "Ma'am, they're right here." She's like, "Oh, did you guys change your packaging?" I was like,
That's on you, Ali.
I was like, I don't know. Like, I told you we gave you wings, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And she grabbed it and left. I was like and she didn't like apologize or anything.
Wow.
Why would she? You're like a 14-year-old
yeah.
grease boy.
It's,
Like,
it's
I'm
my
not-
it's my
I,
fault.
I remember actually there was once I was at this coffee place, and back then I didn't drink coffee. This was like a long time ago. So I had a hot chocolate, and that day, like the hot chocolate machine, I don't know what was going on. Like it just was not sweet. It tasted like, honestly, like flavored, like very lightly flavored water. It wasn't very good at all. And I'm like drinking, I'm like, man, this tastes like trash. It's so bad and stuff like that. And then I went up to the person, like the employee. I'm like, "Look, man, this doesn't taste like hot chocolate. Like it's no flavor in this thing." And like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. The machine's been acting up, and got me a new one. It tasted fine." But then there was another person there who had the same issue that I had. But then the way they dealt with it really opened my eyes. I'm like, man, I'm a jerk. Even though I wasn't mean to the employee, but the way he approached, he's like, "Look, man, I'm very sorry to bother you. I don't mean to cause any trouble." But like he was like so nice about it,
That
so
changed
chill.
Eunice forever.
No, honestly though, like I'm like, man, like I should have, like, even though I wasn't rude, I felt
Yeah.
like I should have been even more nice
Also,
about it, kind of
how
thing.
old were you at like when that happened?
Like 14, 15.
How old
No,
was
maybe
the
like
guy?
15 or 16. Like he wasn't that old.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't that old. He was like still probably like high teens, like low
Oh,
20s.
okay.
So
Yeah.
moral of the story is you're a jerk.
I'm a jerk,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're an
kinda-
overrated jerk. That's
Exactly.
Like, wow.
You're very overrated.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he is.
Let him do announcements. Eunice is here. Finally, we can do announcements again. But even like that's what I like about going to Popeyes is that they package a thing in front of you.
Okay, I hate Popeyes so much. Like I think it's the worst chicken place in the city.
Jesus.
Do you
Have you
really want
tried
to get? You
churches?
want to get into a fight right now?
Listen,
I will kill for
I've
Popeyes.
tried it multiple times. Every single time I wait an insane amount of time, and the food is so bad.
I
You know,
have
you know what?
never-
The chicken sandwich is actually very overrated.
No, the
I
chicken.
got-
No, no,
the chicken
just-
sandwich is trash.
no.
it's
It's trash.
trash.
I don't.
very
I don't eat
overrated.
chicken sandwiches. You get actually pieces of chicken, fries, gravy, mashed potatoes. If,
Did you-
oh, what's going on here? If they ask, if Popeyes says calls for arms and start burning down KFCs, I'm down.
Did
But
you guys
like
try the new
thing,
sandwich?
yeah, like the thing is that chicken sandwich had so much like
think so.
hype around it, and I went with me
No,
like,
it-
a couple friends like last week, and we had it, and it was just like
We're not here.
I
We're
will-
his friends.
Wally, we invited you.
I
but
will
whatever.
never go
Oh,
there
yeah.
again, unless it's my only option.
I love Popeyes.
You know what's good chicken?
Okay, Khalas, next Thursday, let's get Popeyes, boys.
You know
Yeah,
what's
you
good
guys,
chicken?
you guys go ahead.
No, we should get Mary Brown's.
It has no taste.
Look, Mary Brown's is
Wow.
good.
Represent.
Mary
No
Brown's
taste.
is good.
Not because
Wha-
Mary Brown's is free for me, but it's good.
No, Mary Brown's is good,
Yeah.
and I do like it. But straight up, guys, Churches is really good.
Really?
Honestly,
you're the first person
yeah,
to
you're
ever
the
tell me
first.
that.
I've heard very mixed things about church
Wow,
Look,
that's
chicken.
you have to
crazy.
get the right thing. Get the Mexicana wrap or burger. Very good. It has a
This,
little bit of spice
this is
to
not
it.
sponsored by the
Does
way.
Popeyes? I've only ever eat there once, but do they do wraps?
Popeyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wraps
yeah.
are actually pretty good.
I've-
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
I've
not-
honestly
not
ever
going
been there
back
once.
I'm not going back.
You know
So
how much I
trash.
spent by myself at Popeyes? Like $100.
On
Just
For
for
yourself?
me. Yeah.
Hey,
In one
hey,
sitting.
we're talking about
How?
Popeye's chicken, not Popeye's.
no,
supplements.
Popeyes chicken.
Just making sure.
Chicken.
Because
Like,
you like
I
love
get
the
that.
supplement store.
I'll get like the 5-piece, and I'll get a large fries and large mashed potatoes and a poutine.
$100.
Like it gets up to
Like,
$100.
Okay, so before I stopped
Like
eating,
75 to $100.
So I started eating like only Zabiha Halal like a few years ago, but before then I used to go to Wendy's a lot. And Wendy's is like my go-to, it used to be my go-to thing. I used to get like 5 or 6 burgers and eat them in one sitting.
Yeah,
I thought it
I'll
was
get-
crazy. But that was like $20.
No, I'll get like two. I get two. What's that? The home style chicken combos. 2 of those large, 2 combos.
Yeah.
3 cheddar cheeseburgers.
Sahtain.
and two and a poutine.
From Wendy's.
Yeah.
I used to get the spicy chicken. And
Yeah,
then two of those.
spicy chicken kind of
with
got
like
old.
a
I get
few-
so thirsty after, and I'm waking up in the
But
middle of the
I love
night.
spicy.
I would rather have
I
a
love
like a
spicy.
hamburger than a chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
Personally,
But
like,
I
I'm not a
don't- no,
fan
no,
of
if I-
chicken.
I don't like meat outside the house, man.
Really?
No, I just
Do you
it
eat?
tastes-
Do you eat meat in Lebanon?
I mean, I've only been to Lebanon twice, but when I was there, I was eating meat. Yeah.
You're crazy.
Why?
you ever like drive down the street?
But yo, I have my family. I have a family of butchers in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Like I know the meat that I'm getting. But even if I go to a restaurant, like honestly, I don't mind.
But that was our new segment of Food Critics.
Food
Yeah.
critic.
Oh, that's
Yo,
actually
we
fast
should
food.
actually do that sometime.
Yeah.
Wallah.
You know, no. What we should do is we should actually bring food here and then eat
Yeah,
it,
and
and
do a
then
mukbang.
huh?
A mukbang.
You
We'll
know
do
what we
like
should
hot
do?
ones.
No. Speaking of food, you know what we should do
You
is
don't know what a
bring.
mukbang is?
No.
We
Oh,
should
you're
start
so
the
cool.
smoothies with Eunice segment. I really want to make you guys smoothies.
Bro, can I tell you something? When,
what are you
when
gonna
you
make
put an
us?
idea
Watch,
on
watch.
the
Bilal's
chat-
gonna do the.
No. When we when you guys put an idea on the group chat and nobody replies to you, there's a sign there. You don't have to bring it up.
I don't
like
understand
People
what you
said
want
they were
to do.
Dude, Ali Dahrouj said he would come 15 minutes early.
Ali Dahrouj isn't here.
I know that. but
Never
the-
showed up.
We don't care about
It
you,
doesn't.
Ali.
The fact that he's not here right now, but he's willing to come for the smoothies, says something.
Probably
He
doesn't even
potentially-
want you.
I don't think he listens to our podcast.
Like, literally, we
honestly
can literally
don't.
say anything we want right now about him. He won't listen.
Whatever, I don't care. Ali, I love you.
So we're jumping right into table talk, and today we'll just stick with one topic. Who inspires you? But the catch is, it can't be the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I know I'm pretty sure he inspires us all.
Or his companions.
Or his companions. I'm describing it, man. What do you have to like?
See how you're still in the shadows
This
even when you're
guy.
talking.
This guy.
Okay, there's another catch though.
What was the other third catch?
It can't be like a direct family member. Like it can't be your mom or your dad,
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
right?
Yeah.
Because that's
What,
the easy answer.
no one in your family inspires you?
I inspire myself.
My man.
Wow, subhanallah.
Okay, go, Eunice. You start. It's your idea. You start.
So ideally, I wanted to do like a male and a female, but to be honest, I'm having more difficulty thinking of a male. The female I chose is one who history doesn't even have her name recorded, but I think her story is really cool. So she's known as in Arabic Mashitat Fir'aun, or like the hairdresser of Pharaoh at the time of Moses, the Prophet Moses, peace be upon him. And basically, she was a believer in God. She believed in one God, whereas the Pharaoh.
So she was a Muslim.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can say that. Yeah, you can say that. But the Pharaoh
What
at that
else was?
time used to pretty much tell people that he was God, and anyone that would believe in any other god or worship any other god other than the Pharaoh would be either killed or exiled, or like they'd be punished really bad. So this lady who's working for the Pharaoh, she's working in his castle as the hairdresser of his children, his daughters. She once dropped the comb while combing one of the daughter's hair, and as she went to pick it up, she said something along the lines of Bismillah, meaning in the name of God. And then the child heard this and she said, when you say God, do you mean like my dad God? She said, no. When I say God, I mean my God and the God of your dad, like all of our gods, the true God. And then this girl, she like went nuts because she only knows her dad, right? She's like thinking, okay, my dad's God, like that's just what it is. So she went to her like, dad, like this lady, the hairdresser, she believes in a God other than you. And then he's going nuts. He's like, what? There's no God other than me and all this kind of stuff. So he went, this hairdresser, by the way, had 5 children. So he went and he called this hairdresser up with her family. And he's like, do you believe in a God other than me? And she stood her ground, knowing the consequences. And what he did basically, to cut the long story short, he took her children one by one from oldest to youngest. And he literally boiled them alive in front of this lady. And to kind of force her to disbelieve in the God that she was believing in and accept the Pharaoh as a God. One by one, these children were going in front of her, which is obviously extremely difficult to see. And then on the last child, like a little baby in her hand, the guards were trying to pull the child away and she held back. And for a second, they thought that she had cracked. Now, this is a biblical story, as well as a story from our tradition in Islam. The narration says that the baby was given permission to speak by God, and God allowed the baby to say, hold on to your path, keep doing what you're doing, and be patient for the sake of God. What you're doing is the truth. And then the baby was killed, in front of the mother, and the mother also ended up being killed for her actions. But then later on, the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, so thousands of years later, there was a story of how the fragrance of this lady who was the hairdresser of the Pharaoh and all of her children, their fragrance was smelled in paradise, because of like that was one of the rewards that they got for their sacrifice, you know. So I found that really inspiring, that despite the hardship, despite the consequences, she stood her ground in the face of a tyrant.
Did you have like? It's a very good, mashallah. But you kind of broke your own rule there. You just went to a different prophet.
No.
No.
I said the one that inspired me was the hairdresser.
Yeah,
She's
but
not
it's
a companion. She's not a companion.
She's technically a believer. Like, do you have any modern day inspiration?
Modern day.
LeBron James.
If you say LeBron, you're out.
No, it's not. It's not LeBron James. It's not LeBron James. No, how is the rule was it
No,
can't be a
that's
companion.
a good answer. That's
So
fine.
d-
I never said
You're
it
gonna-
wasn't.
No,
I never
Bill's
said it
answer?
wasn't.
It
I never
applies
said
to the
I never
rules.
said
Okay,
it
one
wasn't.
second.
It's a very good
Is she-
inspirational
yeah.
story.
No,
I
one
never
second.
said it wasn't.
Bilal, is she a companion?
No, but I'm just saying.
Is she my mom?
I'm just saying.
There,
I'm
done.
just saying, like, fine. No, I thought the whole point when you brought it up, which is, I'm not saying there's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
not taking anything wrong. I was like, when you brought it up, I'm like, okay, he means somebody that we have a picture of.
No. Look, I'll be honest, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but it's hard. It's hard for me to be inspired by someone. Like I'm honestly having difficulty. It's not like a low bar to set. You know, like it takes a lot for me to say like this person really does inspire me. You know.
Way to finish off this podcast. Like whatever we say now, it's dumb. Right?
Honestly, we should let him. We should
We should let him go last.
last.
I know.
Whatever,
Even if he
man.
goes last, he really like wow, these guys are dumb compared to. No, it's just gonna go down.
I thought I had a good answer, but it's like
I'm just saying that's my opinion. That you
no,
guys,
it's a good
No,
opinion.
it's a good. I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like.
It's a good answer. It's going to be better than all of ours.
Okay, who do you have, Ali?
Well, I don't even want to say it anymore.
Tell us. Well,
Well, no, like honestly, mine's Muhammad Ali. I think Muhammad Ali is like someone that's very inspirational to me, and not even because like of like the amazing athlete he was, but more of because he always believed in like he always stood up for what he believed in, like no matter what the cause was. Like he went to jail for not taking part in the war. Like he
Vietnam War.
whatever. It doesn't matter what war.
Yeah, it does matter what
he still
war.
didn't take part
Was
in
it
the
World War One?
Whatever. Either way, like I think
Right,
that
Ahmed?
just like the type of guy that he was, and he always spoke his mind, and he never, I guess, listened to what anyone else like said he had to do. I think that to me is the most inspirational thing.
Yeah. You want to go?
You have anybody in mind now?
I do. Like I would also say like Muhammad Ali.
And it's funny because
But-
before this, he's like, "That's so basic. That's your
It is basic.
answer." And
It
he
is
just- he
basic.
takes it
Yeah,
That's what I thought about this morning. It is a basic answer, but like I watched a documentary on him like recently,
Okay.
and like it just shows like exactly everything just Ali just said.
I
But
think we
also,
talked about this documentary like 3
yeah,
times
I
on
know.
this
But
podcast.
it's
by the
so
way.
good. Honestly, you guys have to watch it.
The thing
very
is,
good
you have
documentary.
to. You guys like. There's nothing wrong with Muhammad Ali. I respect him
I'm
a
not
lot.
finished yet.
Okay, let him finish.
If I'm not picking Muhammad Ali because of Ali, I'm gonna say like Malcolm X for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
Malcolm X is
That's
a
good.
pretty one.
Why?
Same thing like about Muhammad Ali. Like he literally like this guy stood up for what he believed in, right? And like even though he was like at one point in his life he was believing in something, and then he went and he like his whole mindset changed.
Do you know when
Right.
that changed?
When he went to Hajj. When he went to Hajj, he looked around at Hajj and he said like
This is real
everyone
Islam.
here is like different colors, right? Like everyone has like they're from different places around the world, but they're all coming together. Like
You see
they're all
that?
Muslims.
You see that letter he wrote
Mm.
when he was in Hajj? He sent it back a letter. This is when like they say this is one of the reasons why he got assassinated was because of this. Because
letter?
no, because like back in when Malcolm X first became like a Muslim, he followed the cult called Nation of Islam,
Yeah.
right? We could talk about that history later, but the Nation of Islam, their primary was that blacks will have their own
Yeah.
country, right? Like they have to be completely separated. And then they start, they're saying stuff like it's not true, like in Islam, like all the prophets were black and so on and so forth. So Malcolm X first joined them, and he was one of the most prominent members. Like everybody joined Nation of Islam based on
Yeah,
that.
including Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali.
Yeah,
too.
Muhammad
Yeah,
Ali.
Muhammad
He's the
Ali.
one that
Yeah.
brought him in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when JFK got assassinated, Malcolm X came out and said like his actions led to this, right? Pretty much blaming, but then at that time it wasn't the right time to say it. And then the guy that was running Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, he started distancing himself from Malcolm X, and then he eventually like stopped him from doing any talks and stuff. And then that's when Malcolm X decided to go to Hajj.
Yeah.
And then when he went to Hajj, like from his understanding, all Muslims are black. So when he went to Hajj, inshallah, when you guys get to go there, you'll see like there's no barriers. There's
Yeah.
no like everybody has to wear the same thing. Everybody has to do the same thing. And then he wrote in his letter that, I drank from the same cup from the whitest of the white and the blue eyes of the blue. You know, like you can't go more white, like Aryan than that. And then like that, so a lot of like people that joined Nation of Islam because of Malcolm X started following Malcolm X, so the real Islam. And then the Nation of Islam started losing followers, and then they had him killed.
Yeah.
They conspired with them and the FBI. FBI is like, you do what you have to do, we'll cover you guys. And till this day, well, there's conspiracy that the guy died. They didn't arrest the killer of the killers of Malcolm X.
Yeah.
They're still,
They actually came off the documentary recently.
Yeah, I watched it.
They
It's good.
reopened the case, I think.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, I watched that when the guy goes like to different neighborhoods and he goes to the one in Jersey.
Yeah, but no, I was saying like it's just like how his mind was like, he was a part of Nation of Islam, and then once he went to Hajj, like he dropped it, right?
You know
he
what's,
changed his mind. Like that's,
you know what's a good thing?
Yeah.
Like he was a staunch supporter.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But he's seen something right. It didn't matter.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah,
Like
his ego
how
didn't get in the way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Like how hard is that? Like you were believing this thing your whole life, and then it
Not just
changed.
believing,
He
he's
wa-
calling to it.
Yeah,
he was
like
the face of
he
it.
literally told Muhammad Ali like join us.
Yeah,
right?
he was a face of it.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh, if I come out against it, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
embarrassed. Everybody's gonna call me. So he
like
stood up.
to let your ego down like that, like it's
good.
crazy. Yeah.
I'll let
What about you, Bilal? Who's
That's all I
your?
have.
Okay, I have an official answer that I know like I shouldn't be saying it, and then I have an unofficial answer. So the official answer, I have his biography upstairs. You know that book I have.
How about you just give us the unofficial answer?
Okay, I'll give you an unofficial answer, but I want to go back to that.
Nah.
My unofficial answer is Bill Belichick. What's up?
Really?
Yeah, honestly, no, because
What a
why?
I'm not
Why?
gonna
Why?
knock you
No.
down.
Listen. Like, I'll tell you. I know he's not like he doesn't have the best. What's it called? Like the best lifestyle or the best ideas and lifestyles and whatnot. But the way he runs his teams, the way he like everything has to be 100%.
He inspires you. Like,
Everything is professional level. Everything, there's no slacking off. You're coming in, you do the job 100% or you don't do it. You know what I mean? Do your job. There's a reason why the Patriots are the Patriots. And it's not just because of luck.
No, it's because of Tom Brady.
Okay, well, we don't have to get in that dip. It's not a sport dip. But that's what I like about Bill Belichick. Like, I know there was like a story where like, if you play Madden, any of the Maddens, he's not in the game because he refuses to be like distracted from going and spending a day in EA studios and them putting that suit on him. And he's like, I don't have no time for this. I'd rather be doing something else. And they also say like the minute the Super Bowl, like whenever he wins the Super Bowl, typically people take a month off. They say he wins the Super Bowl. He congratulates the team in the locker room. They're all celebrating. He goes into his office and starts working on the draft. You know what I mean? The same night. So like that's what inspired. Like the way he's like, all right, I have a goal. Yeah. I'm focused on it.
That's fair.
And then the reason why, what bothers me about like the official one I have, I can't talk about, but Nelson Mandela. Remember when he died?
Yeah.
All these world leaders came to his funeral. Remember? Obama and all these European leaders are like, he's a what's it called? The symbolism of freedom and rights. The same people 5 to 10 years before he got assassinated, before he died, they considered him a terrorist.
Yeah. There's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's hypocrisy. Yeah.
And the same Nelson Mandela supported the same people that I support.
Yeah.
His people in his party met them at numerous occasions. That the same people that put the people I look up to as terrorists also supported the apartheid in South Africa, and they had people assassinated in Nelson Mandela's party.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm just saying in general. I hate when people. I hate.
Not looking at me.
I hate when people like, oh, you can't talk about those people. I'm like, Nelson Mandela, subhanallah. Now he was always a hero, and he did the best thing, and he also supported like the Palestinian cause and everything. But he was a terrorist for the longest time. But when the apartheid in South Africa fell and they had no reason, now everybody's, he's a hero.
He was considered a terrorist, but he wasn't
No,
actually.
I'm saying like he was considered like even like going into World War II, the Jewish leaders that were resisting the Nazis, they were considered terrorists in the United States too. Did you know that? All these Jews that were trying to escape Europe and go into America, they were considered terrorists in the Nazi regime. They weren't allowed in the US.
See, I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised just because it's the same tactic being used whenever someone tries to stand up against that oppression, that oppressing body will start labeling those people terrorists just to kind of get people on their side,
Exactly. And inshallah, when this oppression goes, and it will, the same people right now that unfortunately we can't talk about, will become heroes. They will make movies about them. All the same people are calling them terrorists now. They'll be like, these guys are inspiration. These guys will do that. I just want to end off saying that he was the reason I became an electrical engineer. We'll leave it at that.
Look. I think it's fair to say, just so people don't get too confused because of the ambiguity, anyone that's standing for their rights and their freedoms, anyone that's willing to stand against oppression, even if it means they have to defend themselves and defend their land using force, I think that's something commendable. At the end of the day, no one has the right to force you into poverty or to take your basic human rights away from you. So if your only choice is to fight back with combat or with force as a form of self-defense, that shouldn't be called terrorism. It should be commendable and it should be supported.
That's true.
And that's just the truth. But put yourself in their shoes. If someone walks into your home and kicks you out of your home and says that you're not allowed to be here anymore, we're going to cut off your electricity, cut off your water, do all that stuff to you, you're going to want to fight back. And you'd be lying if you said you wouldn't want to fight back. So let's just call a spade. And if someone is just fighting for their basic rights and freedoms, they're not a terrorist. And if someone is crossing that line and now just wrongfully oppressing people for no reason at all, then yeah, that person is a terrorist. But defending yourself is not terrorism.
That's true. We could have a whole segment about that later. What defines terrorism? And there are, let's be honest, there are Muslims that do go to the extreme and are terrorists. But the people I look up to, they're not. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us, and make them part of paradise in this life and the next, inshallah. All right, I think that's a good spot to end this podcast. You guys have anything you guys want to add?
This was a good talk, by the way.
It was good.
I enjoyed this one.
It's actually better without Jalal.
Exactly. We're spread out. We're breathing.
Exactly.
We're not. All right, you know what? Let's go take some names, crack some skulls at AHL, guys. Let's do it. All right.
Let's not
Finish it.
cut that out.